Welcome back to Couloir Mining Talks. Today we're joined with Alexandre Boivin, CEO of Quimbaya Gold, a company exploring high-grade gold opportunities in Colombia's most prolific mining region. With over a decade of experience in mining and corporate finance, Alexandre is leading Quimbaya's charge towards discovery and innovation. Let's dive into their story and exciting future of gold exploration in Colombia. Alexandre, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me today.
Of course. So let's start from a little bit on your history. You grew up in Montreal. Let's talk about that a bit. And from there you went to Cumbaya Gold in Colombia. So what was so attractive about the mining sector, and what made you want to go into that space?
Yeah, life is special because always opening door that if you asked me before that I would be in mining in Colombia speaking Spanish, I will never believe it. I don't have a background in mining. And so I studied finance. I was very involved in real estate in Montreal, and also I started to trade the futures on the precious metals. And at one point, I got the invitation to participate in a mining deal exploration in Colombia, and it went so well. Like like the stock went $1.10, $13, bought out over like 24 months, like 9 months to 24 months, through public company. And I said, I like it. No, who will not like it? And I went by myself in Colombia to entering in the industry, and step by step, year by year, 10 years later, I like to say I start to become good at it. No, it took me times first to learn a new culture. I felt in love with Colombia. I love Colombia. I think you have to love where you work.
Of course.
And speaking the language is very important. Understanding the people, and definitively understanding the industry, because at the end, it's a simple. It looks very complicated in mining, but it's very simple. At the end, do you have a deposit, and can you mine it and making a cash from it? Like, it's simple like that.
Economic feasibility, and if the asset is actually there, and do you have the intercepts and drill results to prove it, essentially?
Exactly. And I found that sometimes this industry is misunderstood because the words, the wording, and everything. It's
So much jargon, right?
Exactly.
People just make it complicated for no reason, essentially.
I'm not saying that it's easy, but I'm saying that it can be simple. You don't have to complicate everything.
Is that kind of like your leadership kind of philosophy as well? Well, what kind of a leader are you? What do you value?
Yeah. First, I value people because I have learned let's say, I like mathematics and finance. I have seen the best project in the world, the best number return possible, but without the right people, it went to zero. And it happened to me. So I will say that the first thing that I look when I do a project, and it can be sport, it can be business, whatever, it's the people. So value definitively, like, people has to be honest, loyalty is very important, and focus. Like, you have to be aligned. Sometimes you're with other people, they're not bad people, they are good people. You're just different, or the chemistry doesn't feel the same, let's say, aligned, like team spirit.
Exactly.
And so I think I'm a leader. I think I'm a good one, and I love what I do. I love to work with people, and I always did a sport when I was young, but it was always team sport.
Exactly. Yeah.
And in a team sport, you cannot win alone. So you have to share, to communicate, to work in team, to make sure everybody feel good. And so I'm that type of leader, and I'm going to Colombia all the time, 4 to 6 months a year, and I'm going on the field with the group. I like to share that part of the business, and that's the only way you can really understand the people. A very important thing also for leader is to know how to listen, and more than that, how to listen the right people at their strength, because we all have strength and like weak spot. And me, I'm not good at everything. I'm good at what at some point, and I'm doing it. And the rest, I'm a good listener. I listen to the other people, and they are better than me to do it. So it's a good teamwork.
Of course. And let's talk a bit more about the asset. The Antigua region is renowned for its high grade gold potential, but Cumbaya's projects span three distinct areas. And how do these geological characteristics and potential resources of Tahami, Maitamak, and Barrio compare? And what excites you most about these assets?
Yeah, that's the very good question. And if I can say, like, entering in Colombia, buying asset, it's not cheap. Uh,
Hmm.
the culture is not very focused on option deal and exploration, expenditure,
Hmm.
and like kind of Canadian way, Australian way.
Hmm.
Like, okay, they know there is a risk of drilling, so no payments.
Hmm.
So you have to buy it all like when you arrive, or you can structure deals, but it's not open like Canada.
Hmm.
uh, let's say culture. But I will say that when I started with Quimbaya Gold in 2020, we had one asset. It was
Hmm.
1,000 hectares.
Hmm.
It's burial project. We did consolidate around. It's well known for historical mines, little
Hmm.
production.
Hmm.
I knew that area. And when the government of left arrived in Colombia for the first time
Hmm.
in 200 years, everybody was scared. Everybody was thinking maybe it's going to become the next Venezuela. So no money to invest. Even the company, they stopped to explore. Some quit, and it gave me the best opportunity in my life because everybody was scared. Nobody wanted to continue, but I saw the big guys entering.
Hmm.
Like example, Ari Sussman, he did collect. He's doing collective mining very well. Serafino, Iacono Serafino, now he's doing Denargus Metal. It was an IM Gold asset
Hmm.
option, and he's doing it. We're seeing Sun Valley, they're taking a position
Hmm.
in Mineros. So, and we're seeing definitively Iris Mining with Frank Juster, Jan Telfler, big guys from the industry.
Hmm.
So I saw that happening, and I say, if they're doing it, they know something, like they did it. So
They're doing it for a reason.
exactly, and they're a successful guy. They did it before. They know what they're doing.
Hmm.
So very good opportunity seeing the big guys entering, and no one wanted to do it, or they cannot do it because they didn't have money. It
Hmm.
was impossible to raise money from the capital market. No resources, no reserve asset in Colombia with the left government for the first time. Everybody. So what we have done, like with our friends and family, we have raised money and we have bought Tahami project that it's Segovia area,
Hmm.
and Maitamac project that it's let's say we'll say like Abeoral area.
Hmm.
So let's say the first project Buryo, it's kind of vein system.
Hmm.
Uh, Tahami, or flagship project, it's orogenic vein system,
Hmm.
well known to like Aris Mining,
Hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kilometers strike veins, and
Hmm.
going at depth. Right now, they have result at depth to 2 kilometers, and it's
Hmm.
still open. High grade gold, okay, and Maitamac project, well known for porphyry, gold, copper,
Hmm.
uh, like it's the same trend of all the big porphyries in Colombia, like collective mining right now, Marmato, La Colosa, uh, also aligned with the Sancudo project. So we have a lot of opportunity in
Hmm.
Quimbaya. We're still a little baby, a little company,
Hmm.
only 10 million market cap,
Hmm.
11. But the other guys that I'm looking that they're doing business around us, they are 100 million, 500 million, 1 billion. So I
Hmm.
see a very good, it was a good window, let's say,
Hmm.
to buy asset and do your exploration plan, and let's say wait for the next step of the country, let's say. But it's doing pretty well
Hmm.
on that side. I think there is a big divergence
Hmm.
between the perception of what we're hearing
Hmm.
and what's really happening in the country.
Perfect. Yeah, I would love to talk a bit more about your flagship project you mentioned, which is Tahimi. It's adjacent to one of the world's high-grade gold mines, just like you mentioned, Aris Mining. What can you tell us about geological similarities and potential of your project? Just kind of getting more into the technicalities.
Yeah. Tahami project, we have consolidated 17,000 hectares, so
Mhm.
it's very big.
Mhm.
I will say that we're able to split that project even if we let's say if we want. But let's say we talk about Tahami South, where we will focus our main energy for 2025, because
Mhm.
we think like in that exploration business, cash is king and you have to create the most of the value with your cash.
Mhm.
And so north, let's say south of Tahami, were adjacent to Aris Mining,
Mhm.
touching.
Mhm.
It's not 20 kilometers, touching. What we know from the NI 42-101 from Aris
Mhm.
Mining, it's the orientation of the veins.
Mhm.
They're all going northeast. So us, we have consolidated all northeast. That said, from the data that we have and our technical team that we have, we did analyze the orientation, and we went on the field and we took geochemistry graph sample, and we have geophysics, whatever. And that said, we will go drill there, and we know we have the veins.
Mhm.
Now we need to know if they are economicals and similar grade of Aris mining.
Mhm.
So that's where we will focus. If we look at all the rest, let's say, of Tahami project, we have porphyry, we have other vein system.
Mhm.
So we have many mineralization system in our portfolio.
Mhm.
Like in 2012, 60 hectares approximately Calvista Gold has been sold for 88 million Canadian. It was 400,000 ounces at 5 grams per ton. It was 60 hectares. We have 59,000 hectares.
Mhm.
So that's for Tahami, and I think we are surrounded by producer,
Mhm.
Aris Mining, Sun Valley, Somagold, Mineros, and that's without all the private company
Mhm.
there. I think if we're able to prove inferred resources this year and accelerate campaign of drilling
Mhm.
as soon as, because if we hit and we prove and people like it and there is a big potential, like we will be able to drill way more
Of
faster.
course.
Like Aris Mining Segovia drill approximately 100,000 meters a year, 18 million a year to renew their resources.
Mhm.
So us, we start with 4,000 meters, but maybe we will go to 20,000 meters
Mhm.
very fast, but step by step.
What do you think are some of the milestones that you would require to get that attraction from investors? Is it just those drilling results, or is it anything else that you envision Kumbaya to have?
Yeah, for sure. The vision of Quimbaya and the mission is to become, let's say, a strong player in the ecosystem of mining in Colombia.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and that we already kind of prove it, because we people know that we can acquire deal or asset. We did it 1,000 to 59,000 hectares. Second thing, we did a strategic partnership
Mm-hmm.
with the biggest national drilling company, Independence Drilling, 100,000 meters, 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Very respectable group, 40 years in family business in Colombia. If they partnership with a group like Quimbaya, it's because they think there is something. It will not lose their time. Also, we have been able to attract a very successful technical team in Colombia that they've done it before.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Stuart Redwood from Marmato sold it to Grand Colombia, now Aris Mining. He's a technical advisor for Aris Mining and Grand Colombia Gold.
Mm-hmm.
He's well known to be one of the best of Colombia, for sure, and even the Andes Cordillera, Chile, Peru. We have Nicolas Lopez. He was Titiribi project, Sancudo project now from Denarius. He's the guy who did drill it for IAM Gold. And he was also VP exploration for Mineros, one of the biggest production of gold of Colombia. We have Ricardo Sierra, that he was working for Continental Gold when they sold it to 1.9 billion approximately. And after that was working for Collective. He did work for Anglo American. So we have been able to attract very good talent. So that means what Quimbaya can do. First, we can explore like everyone, but also we definitively have the talent internally, and we have good Colombian shareholders that they know all the environmental license, all the social license, everything. We can become a miner too, you know. So we know we have people in our team that they already build mine in Colombia.
Of course.
So everything is possible, and it will always be like how we can create value for definitively the community, social, giving job, etc., economy, taxes for the government, creating job providers, and also for the investor shareholders. So if that pie can be respected, it will align, let's say, let's say not only long term but short term step of Quimbaya. Let's say if we put $5 million and we can create $50 million, we will do that and not doing the other things. But right now, main focus exploration, but it can be transformed very fast with the quality of people that we have.
Great. And in terms of risks and challenges, obviously, mining in Colombia or just any other jurisdiction, any other country comes with its unique set of challenges. How is Kumbaya mitigating risks related to the jurisdiction volatility, permitting, operational hurdles, things of that sort?
I will respond very simple: quality of people. Honestly, it's not so complicated. It's not easy. You have to do the work. You have to prove everything, but it's simple. I mean, it's a business. Like, they need mining. They need to respect the nature. They need to respect the social. So on my side and on Quimbaya side, the biggest advantage is we have Colombian great people, very honest, respectful people in the company. And they did it before. They did environmental license, they did production, they did exploration, they dealing with social environment from all around Colombia. So that's my easy answer. And on the other side, I will say that in the last 2 years and a half from this new government, 8 permits has been gave. And we have seen Senkudo receiving an environmental license. B2 Gold Gramalote open pit environmental license, Mormato environmental license. So what we're hearing about Colombia and what's really happening, it's two different stories. Me, the only advice that I have to say to the investor and people that they don't know Colombia, it's Colombia, it's very big. I mean, it's very small and very big. There is 50 million people in a little country, and you have a lot of different mentality or even culture in the same country. So that's why we're focused in Antioquia. Antioquia, for me, it's the easiest department to have a success. I know collective mining is in Caldas, but if you look on the map, it's like touching Antioquia. It's very central, let's say. More you go south, more you go west, more you go east, more you go north, more problem you can have.
Interesting. In terms of realistic steps that are concerned, what are some milestones that you think we can expect from Kumbaya over the next 3 to 5 years? What can people look forward to?
Yeah. I think like this year, 2025, we will see definitively a gold discovery. I mean, we know where we have gold. Like, I laugh about it. I always say it never has been drilled, but it has been mined because historical miners. So that's not even a question if we have gold or not. It's not in an I-42 101. People, they don't realize, but we definitively have million ounces potential on our asset. It's not even a question, and everybody knows it from Colombia, the people that they work in the industry. So let's say 3 to 5 years, I'm pretty sure that for sure we'll have gold discovery, should bring like at least 1 million ounces inferred or whatever. We'll see at the time, and open a production. We can do it many ways. We can sell our asset to a producer. We can do a joint venture. We can give an operation contract, or we can do it ourselves. And that will give a cash flow of Quimbaya or cash investment, because if someone buy one of our assets, we sell it, example, 50 million, 100 million, we will have a lot of cash to continue our vision. And let's say a porphyry, like example, like collective mining, it's a 500 million market cap. Marmato, it's 300,000 ounces they're looking to produce yearly. So even with Segovia, let's say we define resources, we sell it or we open a mine. With our second project, Maitamac, that it's 33,000 hectares in a well-known area already for porphyry and copper. Maybe we will put 20 million in exploration there, and maybe we can be a 500 million market cap, like a collect. I don't know. I'm just saying that I think we will become a very strong player in Colombia and doing exploration to the mine and doing ourselves or having partners or selling it and doing the next project.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much for your time, Alexandre. Just one last question. What is one thing you would like to leave our listeners about Quimbaya Gold? What is one message you would want people to know about your corporation?
Yeah, that's the best question.
It's a holy grail question, right?
Yeah. I will tell you something. If you look at Colombia over the last 3 years, there is no new group, let's say no new company or new group of person, like they didn't have success or they didn't have cash from the past, and being in Colombia and doing what we have done. So imagine in a tough environment, what Quimbaya has done, imagine when it's going to go well. Because it was tough for raising money. It was tough for the juniors. It was tough for Colombia. And we did it. And we're still there. And we're the only one, the only new one. So in a tough market, we have done that. So
what might happen if the market kind of sees the light of the day, right?
You see the real people when it's tough. You don't see it when it's going well. When it's going well, everybody can do it. But when it's tough, not a lot of people can do it and survive. So we have done it, and we're very motivated for the future.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much again, Alexandre, for your time, and thank you for joining us on Couloir Mining Talks. You definitely gave us some great insight into Quimbaya Gold's vision and its promising project in Colombia, as well as the story behind it, which I think is quite integral for people to understand. And thank everyone for joining us. Stay tuned for our conversations with industry leaders shaping the future of mining. Until next time, this is your host, Vibe of Couloir Capital, signing off. Thank you.
Thank you.